What is your perspective?
From afar, it's kind of like if he were to say he wanted traded, you wouldn't be surprised. But at the same time, it's like, okay, wow, and where could he go? And so I have so many questions, and I do have a question for the panel that I'll ask. But more than anything, I think Kevin Durant is making the decision because of everything that is going on, all the potential, but everything that has been said prior, about him going to Golden State and winning, and then now can he do it on his own? And he has a great opportunity. And now, so my question for the panel is, how come Kevin Durant didn't, decide maybe I'm staying and ask them to move Kyrie and bring in assets to win there instead of doing it the other way? Now, maybe, hear me out real quick. Maybe he's, because of what Sean Marks says, sometimes when you go at Kevin Durant or say something that feels like it's directed at him, he fires back. It's something like this as well. But to the panel, whoever wants to answer that, why doesn't Kevin Durant possibly stay home and demand them to move and find someone else to bring in with him?
Well, I think Nick's probably, he's been with this team day to day and really understands, too, the dynamic between those two players. So, Nick?
Vince, the reality is the drama overwhelmed this group. And I think Kevin just wants a fresh start elsewhere. Tim mentioned, Hannah, some of the key dates in this timeline. I'll take you back to January 12th in Chicago. We're at the United Center. The Nets have just dominated the Bulls, who at the time were leading the East, with James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving all on the floor. Everybody is beaming walking out of that locker room. Harden sits at the press conference table and goes, I'm going to give Kyrie the shot myself, because they knew that if he took it, everything sets up for them to make a run for the Nets, who had played really well going into the first of the year.
They were tantalizingly good when they were on the floor together, the three of them, right?
There, Hannah.
Yeah.
A few days later, Kevin Durant injures his knee. He's out for a couple months. Harden realizes in that moment, in that time frame without KD, nothing's going to change Kyrie's mind. He is not taking that shot. They go to Harden and they say point blank, are you here? And he says, I'm out of here. I don't want to deal with this stuff anymore. I don't know what's going to happen. That set the tone for everything else we've seen. And I think if you hit all those Nets execs with the truth serum and they had to go back in time and make a decision, do we bring Kyrie back on a part-time basis or not? The answer is no, because it upset the rhythm of everything that team wanted to accomplish. And in the end, I've never seen a team fit so much drama into a 5-month span. And to Vince's question, why this happened and why Kevin didn't come back and say, oh, let's start over here and let's make it work. He saw all the writing on the wall, and there are way too many problems to fix to make it work in the short term and get this team back to a title level.
Vince, yesterday when Kevin Durant talked to Joe Tsai and asked him to be traded, Joe Tsai said, we're gonna accommodate you and make that happen. They were both ready to move on. When you tender your resignation is instantaneously accepted. It means both sides are ready to move on. And I think the billionaire was done. The billionaire was done with this group. You can debate whether that's a smart decision. Maybe they should look at just trading Kyrie and try to run it back with Durant. The billionaire lost faith, and that's all that really matters when it comes to franchise decisions.
And what does this say, and Vince, let me start with you and take it out to the table here. What does this say about the model of a super team, about what makes a super team work and what makes a super team an abject failure like this? I mean, can we call this the biggest bust of a so-called super team that we've ever seen? Vince, what's your perspective tying your fates to other players in this way?
To me, it's kind of like what the panelists said about just bumps in the road, injuries, and guys willing, and staying in the fight and staying on the course. When you bring guys together, that means everybody has agreed, wait, we're going to do this. You look at what the Miami Heat, that you put that team together, they were able to win. Yes, they struggled the first year, but they figured it out. Now guys are, in the way the world is and the NBA is now, organizations move off of coaches quickly. They move off of players when things aren't working, situations like that. And I think, when you have a guy like Kyrie who, was kind of doing his own thing, we know Kevin Durant, when, he makes up his mind and he feels attacked. And, to add to what you were saying, Wendy, I think what Sean Marks was saying, like, we're willing to move off of it. That's it's not an attack, but he's making it clear. And sometimes, Kevin Durant says, all right, fine, this is what it's going to be. Now I'm ready to move on. And it was mutually understood. But I think when you put a super team like that, that's what you get, is that you have to get some understanding from throughout for it to work. And they did not have that.
Yeah, everybody has to be all in, and that just wasn't the case.
Yeah, I mean, you can have the NBA is a talent league. I mean, Vince Carter knows that better than anybody, right? You're only ever going to win with talent, but you can't win if you have the talent running the show like it was in Brooklyn. Like, it just wasn't a sustainable long-term model. It was how the Nets got them in the door in the first place, but it wasn't how it was going to work. You look at these teams that have won. Look at Golden State. I mean, Golden State it's a homegrown super team, but that's certainly a super team. But that works because everybody there from top to bottom is all working together. And that ultimately is how you're going to have long-term sustained success, is when you have everybody all in, but all into the same plan. And in Brooklyn, that was never the case.
Yeah, I mean, you were there, case in point, Andrew Wiggins getting the vaccine when he didn't really want to.
Hannah, it's the perfect parallel, because Andrew Wiggins wanted no part of that vaccine. And his teammates were telling him, hey, we're all doing this. We need you, in order to accomplish what we want this season, we need you to get the shot, because in order to play in San Francisco, just like in New York City, you had to take it. Wiggins didn't want to do it, but he wanted to keep his money, he wanted his spot in the league, and he wanted to do it for the group. And when he took that shot, it brought the Warriors closer than they've been in several years. And it set up for Wiggins what was the best year of his career. He helped them win a finals. He was an all-star starter, and he played great and changed the narrative forever about himself and his game. You compare that to what happened in Brooklyn. Kyrie didn't take the shot. He only heightened the perception that he's not all about the team, and his choice not to get it derailed the entire season.
And at the center of it all, that balance of power, that was off from the very beginning, and here we are.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.